Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most influential personal finance books ever written, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. If you've heard the name but never read the book, or if you've read it and just want to hear a breakdown of its key ideas, then this video is for you. In the next 6 minutes, we're going to unpack the main lessons from the book and talk about how you can apply them to your life. Let's get into it. So let's start with the basic premise. The book is framed around the idea of two dads. You have Rich Dad, who's Kiyosaki's mentor and friend's father, and Poor Dad, who is his actual biological father. The two dads have totally different approaches to money, and the way they think about wealth is what separates the rich from the poor. But here's the twist. Poor Dad is highly educated, works hard, and follows the traditional path of schooling and career building. Yet he never really achieves financial freedom. On the other hand, Rich Dad didn't have a formal education and didn't make as much money through a job, but he knew how to make money work for him. The first big lesson from Rich Dad, Poor Dad is all about mindset. Kiyosaki says the difference between the wealthy and the average person isn't how much money you make, but how you think about money. Poor Dad says, get a good job, work hard and save your money. But Rich Dad says, learn how to make money work for you. That's a huge difference. One is about earning through labor, and the other is about earning through smart decisions and investments. Now let's dive into one of the most important concepts in the book, the difference between assets and liabilities. Kiyosaki defines assets as things that put money in your pocket. That could be real estate you rent out, stocks that pay dividends, or a business that generates passive income. Liabilities, on the other hand, are things that take money out of your pocket. A car loan, credit card debt, or even a mortgage on a home you live in. These are liabilities because they cost you money over time. Most people get this wrong. They think their house is an asset, but Kiyosaki argues that if you're living in it, and it's not making you money, it's actually a liability. Why? Because you're paying the mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance. Basically, it's taking money out of your pocket every month. This is a key difference between how the rich and the poor think. The rich focus on building assets, while the poor just focus on paying bills. Okay, so let's talk about the rat race, something Kiyosaki discusses a lot. The rat race is that cycle of working for money, spending money, working more to earn more, and then spending even more. It's a never-ending loop. Poor Dad lives in the rat race because he works hard for his paycheck, but never really moves forward financially. Rich Dad, however, teaches that to escape the rat race, you need to focus on building wealth outside of your job. You need to start investing in things that generate passive income, like rental properties or businesses. So, how do you break out of it? Kiyosaki says you need to educate yourself about money. Start small by learning about investing, taxes, and other ways to build wealth. It's not about how much you earn. It's about what you do with what you earn. Which brings us to one of the biggest takeaways from the book, the importance of financial education. Kiyosaki argues that schools don't teach you how to manage money. They teach you how to work for money, but they don't teach you how to make money work for you. So, if you want to be financially successful, you need to educate yourself on things like investing, taxes, and business. The good news? You don't need a fancy degree. You can learn all this stuff from books, courses, podcasts, and even just trial and error. I'll be honest, when I first started learning about money, I was totally clueless. But once I began educating myself, I started seeing opportunities one didn't even know existed. It's like a whole new world opens up when you realize there's more to life than just your 9-to-5 job. Another key idea Kiyosaki shares is this: work to learn, not to earn. That means when you're starting out, focus on building skills rather than just collecting a paycheck. If you're stuck in a job you don't like, ask yourself, what skills can I gain from this? Can I learn about sales, marketing, management, or leadership? These are the kinds of skills that will help you later when you start building your own business or investing in things that generate passive income. For example, my first job wasn't the most glamorous, but it taught me how to negotiate, manage my time, and work with people. Skills I still use today. If you're going to build wealth, you need to think of every job and every experience as a learning opportunity. Speaking of business, Rich Dad teaches the value of entrepreneurship. Starting your own business or investing in one can be one of the most powerful ways to build wealth. It's not about getting a raise at your job. It's about creating something that generates value for others, and in return, generates income for you. Kiyosaki even talks about how many of the world's richest people didn't get there by working for someone else. They created something of their own. I know starting a business sounds intimidating, but you don't have to go all in right away. Start small, test your ideas, and learn as you go. Entrepreneurship isn't just about running a company. It's about building something that grows over time. So, how do you apply all these lessons to your own life? It starts by changing your mindset. Look at the things you own right now. Are they assets or liabilities? What can you do to turn your liabilities into assets? Maybe you have a car that's costing you money. Could you sell it and buy something that can generate cash flow, like a rental property? Or maybe you've been putting off investing in stocks. Could you start with a small amount and learn as you go? It's not about having all the answers today. It's about taking small steps towards financial freedom. And remember, the rich don't get there by working harder. They get there by working smarter. Alright, that's it for today's breakdown of Rich Dad Poor Dad. There's so much more to this book than we could cover in one video. But hopefully this gives you a good overview of the key ideas. If you haven't read the book yet, definitely check it out. It can change the way you think about money. Let me know in the comments. What's your biggest takeaway from the book? Or what financial lessons have had the biggest impact on your life? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching, and remember, wealth building starts with the right mindset.